What's up, Folsky? American Ambition. I like the handle. Adam Danger Die. How are you, everybody? It's going to be a super quick dive. Probably only going to stay for 15 minutes or so because it's so late. What's up, everybody? The Matrix, Adam said. Welcome to Simulation Talk 110, which is crazy. Can't believe it's already 110. Robin. Welcome, everybody. Okay. It's going to be a very short run. We'll see if I can take a few questions. And then I think I'll adjourn for today. Welcome, everybody, to Simulation Talk 110. Good morning, Telorian. This channel usually revolves around the simulation hypothesis. My name is Danny, and I'm claiming to have found proof that we live in a simulation. Great value, John Wick. I like that I'm great value. I appreciate that. We meet here every day to discuss my discovery, the experiments that are devised, as well as science in general, religion, spirituality, philosophy, whatever comes to mind. So I know that everybody are into the election thing, but I'm definitely going to take a slightly different turn. By the way, if you guys are interested in any of my videos here on TikTok in a longer format, you can check out my YouTube channel, which is Dango Thoughts, DANGO Thoughts. That's my channel, in which you can see all my talks about the simulation a little bit more at length. A few years ago, tell Elon. Yeah, well, working on it. Working on telling Elon. A few years ago, I discovered that if you project a diffracted laser on the surface and you ingest a molecule that I cannot name here on the live chat, you will see code running in surfaces. This observation has now been substantiated over 1,000 times worldwide and connected me with some of the leading researchers in the field. It does not mean that all of them agree with me in my conclusions, but this is an ongoing conversation. I believe that we're on the brink of a very important breakthrough in human understanding about ourselves, about the world, and everything else. And this is a part of it. A mere one part of it, but a part of it nonetheless. How are you, Eric? Good to see you. Baked is saying if we use AI to beam frequent patterns like a laser, it can do more without that molecule. Not really sure how AI is involved, but sure. Yeah, it is being spread, Adam. Thank you so much. Hello, JC. It is real at this point, yes. This is not a hoax first, folks. This is for real. We're about to find out something very substantial. Thank you, Tellurian. Neoman, how are you, brother? Good morning. Kolgud. KLGD. You connect a bunch of a small electromagnets hooked up to an AI modulator. And then what? What was it? Things just started moving in the right direction last night. Then use feedback loops and sensors to apply power to them individually or together. So I understand the thing you're proposing. I'm asking, what is the signal that you're trying to run to it? What is the AI supposed to be reporting to the frequency generator? Good morning. Who cares? It's about knowing the truth. Yes, I agree. They can create waves and patterns in energy. The laser is already a wave and a pattern and an energy. What is the point of I'm asking what signal are you generating with the AI? Good morning, Kelly Dunn. The AI chooses different electromagnets to create different waves and frequencies. So the short answer is I am actually working on a series of experiments with powerful magnets, electromagnets, but I don't quite understand what you're proposing. So light is already the electromagnetic wave, and you can create different frequencies by projecting different colors. I'm going to ask again, what is the AI adding to the picture? I see it best when you shine laser through bubble glass. The spaces between you see things. I see. Yeah, I know. The glass definitely helps. Imagine uh imagine a bunch of lasers directed. Okay. Directed at what? No, I'm saying what you're proposing very clearly. I don't see I'll ask you simply, what is the result you're trying to achieve? What is the thing you think this will achieve? That's my question to you. I work with Pharmaosca and okay, Costco Peru. My work is to induce altered states in sacred power places, and in my 12 years ago, I got a pattern as you did with the laser. I found a pattern in specific sacred places, which are what? Specific electromagnetic current of energy of Earth. The sacred places has specific frequencies. If you think about it, an AI program could be designed totally inside the mind. As I turn schizophrenic, I met an entire entity called the Ababots. I was told that the Ababots were invented by another schizophrenic inside Russia that spread all the way across the northern continent in America through every other schizophrenic. It's crazy. It's amazing. The AI modulator connected to each electromagnet can modulate specific frequencies together. Yes, I understand. So you're trying to create patterns. I get that. I get that. I'm asking you what patterns? What is the signal you're trying to send? That's my question. Okay. So, okay, let me just do another quick intro. Welcome, everybody, to Simulation Talk 110. This channel usually revolves around the simulation hypothesis. My name is Danny, and I'm claiming to have found actual proof that we live in a simulation. A few years ago, I discovered that if you project a diffracted laser on the surface and you ingest a molecule I cannot name here on the chat, you will see code running in surfaces. This observation has now been substantiated over 1,000 times worldwide, and we're working on both a documentary and a series of experiments that are designed to show that we can potentially show some kind of a departure of the behavior of the code in a way that is coherent across all individuals, which will allow us to start actually building a Rosetta Stone of what, in fact, the code is doing in relationship to what we understand about the physical world. We meet here every single day to discuss this discovery, as well as science in general, religion, spirituality, philosophy, and whatever else comes to mind, really. You can follow me across all my platforms, which is Danny Goller on TikTok and Instagram, Goller Danny on X, Laser X83. Was it? I always confuse them. Yeah, Laser X83 on Twitch, and Dango Thoughts on YouTube. DANGO Thoughts on YouTube if you want longer forms content that is talking about the subject. All of that. Oh, by the way, one thing I do have to mention that I started a members program on my YouTube channel. A few people already joined. I deeply appreciate you. It's going to include private Zoom meetings with me, as well as private lives outside of the daily lives we're doing, as well as content that is not available anywhere else on my platforms, and including for my private life. And I'm working on a few more things, and I'm open for suggestions as well as to what people think would make it worth people's while. Okay, so Torus field, create a hologram. Yep, I do believe the holographic principle is correct. And this is a way to actually probe into it. Ooh, computer's gonna die on us. We don't want that. There we go. I worked with MIT hologram scientist. We're in it. In the hologram. With enough power, you can do what you're saying with the laser. Imagine a lot of lasers on different frequencies. Oh, okay, Baked. I think we need to take a step back. Have you seen what I'm talking about? Have you seen the code with the molecule and the laser? What's up, Kelly Dunn? Do I believe in the afterlife? I think at this point it's not a question of belief. I think there's every reason to believe that what we see here is not all there is, and we're about to discover a way to understand all of that and interact with it, because it's just information flow. I just want to send a hug because sometimes life is tough. Love you. I love you too, Ash. Thank you so much for being so loving and kind. It's always welcomed on this channel. It's beautiful. Line a sphere with electromagnets, wire them into an AI modulator with sensors and feedback loop. You're still not answering my question. What signal are you sending? You made all of that. Okay, what is the signal you're sending? What is the specifics of what you're doing? I read your text. Yo, Ash. The AI can project powerful ancient patterns and healing waves and frequencies. All right. You should do that. I had some code pop up in my cell phone pic. How can I show you? You can email me to lasersimulationx@gmail.com. Once again, lasersimulationx@gmail.com. And if you want more details about what we're doing with the laser project and how to run the experiment and all of that stuff, that you can find on codeofreality.com. Codeofreality.com. Which, by the way, also lists my private email, so you can always email me there. What do you mean, simulator? Well, I mean the simulation. It's 3 times, so we're not real. No, simulation does not mean not real. Simulation just means computationally generated. It is absolutely real. Every time there's a conscious being experiencing something, that is the definition of something real. Real to the experiencer. You preach OP stuff, but you do it for money. We don't need money. We need love and suffering. So you came here to say sending love, and now you're throwing accusations. Yeah, you sound like you're definitely living the life that you're preaching. The level of hypocrisy is unreal. You need to see some code that popped up in the cell phone pic. Okay, sure. Email it to me. Had to sign NDA, but yep, it's all code. I'm new here. What is your belief? I don't have one. I followed the evidence. Yes, you saw ancient patterns. I did too. Candy flip. Okay, all right. Your handle, I think, says it all. Baked. Up very, very late. Artificials. I'm asking what you stand for on here. I just made a whole introduction, and you can also watch my videos. How can I learn more about simulation theory? There's a bunch of places you can do that. The best paper probably to read on the subject is by Nick Bostrom, the white paper that was specifying exactly what are all the logical cases for the simulation hypothesis. I'm, however, not proposing a hypothesis. I'm proposing an actual experimental, verifiable path forward. So it's not so much of a hypothesis. Thank you, Kirsten. I appreciate you. Are we the all matrix experiencing itself, like conscious plasma, or are we beings, model AI? I think we're both. I think it's one system that is also experiencing itself separately. Well, I appreciate that, Ash. It sure sounded like you came in swinging, but you're always welcome here. Um, let's see what we have on YouTube, and then you guys will forgive me because today it's 4:20 in the morning for me, and I gotta wake up in like 4 hours. Um, Entheogens Peru. Oh, you said he said I appear in your documentary. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you so much, brother. Yeah, you're a delight. You did the demonstration for me, and I deeply appreciate that until today. And I'm definitely gonna be coming visiting Peru. Gonna come visit you and Matt. It's gonna be wonderful. Can't wait, actually. So, Mikhail, can you tell me how you got to look at the laser in the first place? What and how did you ever get the idea to use the laser? Well, that's literally what the documentary is about, Mikhail. And it's a long story. It stretches over years, so there's no way I'm going to be able to recapitulate the whole thing in a few minutes here. But yeah, await the documentary and all the details will be there, I promise. I wonder if the mind is fragmented by fractals during the molecule ingestion, and maybe that is how you are seeing the code. It would be nice if we could see the code without the molecule is all. So sure, it would be nice to see the code without the molecule. I agree. Some people say that they do see it without the molecule. Some people say that after they see it with the molecule, they then can see it in the laser without the molecule, which is possible, I think. The first part of your question, I'm not fully following. I'm not sure what you mean by fragmented by fractals, because fractals, they're just geometric shapes. So if you mean by the patterns of fractals in the brain, Smash is saying, what does the simulation mean? You mean in the sense of what the word simulation means? It means computationally rendered. That's all it means. No, it does not mean not real. It just means that it's computationally rendered. So under the laws of physics, we have laws of computation. And that's not a new idea, but what I'm proposing is that I found a way to actually probe into that and see that to be the case. Today I'm not bringing people up, unfortunately, because I definitely need to get some sleep. Yeah, Reality Plus is basically a book. Thank you, Andy. That by David Chalmers that talks exactly about that. That simulation does not mean fake. Okay. I appreciate you too, Andy. In my opinion, simulation sender represents a lesson. It teaches us all death, and for those of us that experience long life prior to the TH will learn more and help add to the equation. Sure, I would agree with that. This means we are not meant to be here, that we are actually facing an enemy in another reality that forces us here. Ooh, you lost me there. Anytime that anybody has a story or an idea about that this is not it, this is prison, this is bad, whatever this is, not good, we want to get out of here, this is the problem. This is the problem in its entirety. The problem is fear. Every time somebody speaks this kind of language, which is ironically usually after they say a lot of spiritual things, they then say, this is bad, this is prison. No. If you can't enjoy this, if you can't understand that this is heaven, that this is it, you will never find it anywhere. We are creating it. We are. And the only way for you to be able to create it is that you see that this is the beginning, the potential of something truly incredible. If you can't do that, nothing can. Nothing, you can't rely on anything. You rely on you and yourself and your ability to bring new knowledge into the world. That includes understanding all of our inner spiritual world, understanding what is the nature of our inner world, what is the nature of our humanity, and where we are evolving towards. All of these are very important things, and the most important thing is to overcome fear. The second that you postulate something about the dangers of the future, the fact that we're trapped here in some form, you are literally doing the opposite of that. You're bringing a situation that is the seed of all the problems that humanity has ever faced. And this is how it starts. It starts with good intentions, and very quickly it slides into something that actually uh, slides in, it becomes the worst of all possible things. That's because it's based on fear. So we gotta love this. You gotta love this. This is amazing. You get to go and enjoy really good food, and it's 10 minutes away from you eating it. You can enjoy incredible people, both here in the chat and your private life. That is amazing. You're not being chased by wild animals. That's a privilege that almost no thing in existence on this planet could ever claim for themselves. We live in the most incredible world, and yet we still think that it's the worst of all possible worlds. How can it possibly become heaven if we keep insisting that it's hell? I ask you. It's impossible. So stop with the nonsense. Stop making things up. Stop pretending like you know things you don't know and you can't possibly know. And I'm speaking to all of you, spiritual people. We're talking about ascension and 8 dimension and 20 dimensions. If you can't love this, you're not going to enjoy yourselves in 20 dimensions. I promise you that. Just this. This is amazing. And then we can build and we can add and we can discover and we can do. But first, stop with the nonsense. We got to grow up, people. Seriously. This is not a drill anymore. There's no more time. Wait, 95 out of 100 times of what, Mikael? Oh, yeah, the synchronicity is equating. Tellurian, it's all in our hands and all in our minds. Whatever we make becomes. So if we make fear, fear becomes. If we make love, love becomes. If we make incredible futures in our minds, that's what becomes. You can't imagine an amazing future by postulating that we're imprisoned in some form. It doesn't matter how you see it, you can't start there. What is the code in I don't know what that is. Sorry, I don't speak about these subjects. You don't make me feel that. You're saying that you feel that. Thank you for the likes, guys. I appreciate you. Twice Thomas is saying senior content for 2 years. What? Thank you so much, Starla. What is the historical context for Matrix? I'm not sure what you mean by that question. And thank you, Shirley. What is the name of the author of Reality Plus? It's David Chalmers. Chalmers. David Chalmers. And Tellurium, you're saying you're not pretending. you're pretending to know things you don't know. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you that. So you can't know what you said right here, right? You said the things that you experience, they're not immediate statements about reality just because you've experienced them. It doesn't work like that. That's the delusion that we've convinced ourselves in the last, I don't know what happened, in the last maybe 5 or 6 years. People live under the impression that because they experience something, that automatically means reality. It doesn't. There's a consensus. There's the aggregation of all possible experiences. We are different nodes on the system experiencing different things, and together we're coming at something that resembles a path, resembles a map. The humility to understand all of that is the key to our collaboration. What I'm expressing is the frustration with the insistence of people of speaking with such confidence about things that they can't possibly be so confident about. And that, to my mind, is the problem in its entirety. So, yes, you hear frustration in my voice because I think it's enough. It's enough pretending. We are adults enough as a species to acknowledge the fact that there's things that we don't know. And just because we've experienced something and it feels strongly like something to us, it doesn't automatically mean that's what it is. We are in collaboration, we are in a conversation. And when somebody puts forth something very concretely, without any shred of evidence, but just their experience alone, I think they're doing a disservice. At this point, it's clear to me that I think that's a disservice to humanity. I know it feels good and right to say these things, but they're not right in the sense because we are not collaborating. This is just everybody putting their coins on the table. That's all. But if we want to build something together, we have to actually listen to each other and exchange notes. What I found, for example, is based purely on something that anybody can go and try for themselves. I'm not asking anybody to believe anything. I'm not saying that because I've experienced this or that, everybody should believe what I believe or have my life's experience. I understand that the events that are happening to me for a reason, and they're happening in a particular way, so I can bring it to the table and say, hey guys, that's what I'm experiencing. What are you experiencing? But there's this tendency, and you're obviously not alone. This is already, I'm obviously not just speaking to you, I'm speaking to a somewhat of a collective of people that just like saying things about, you know, being imprisoned on this planet, about 5 and 7 and 9 dimensions, as if they have a way to distinguish between these two. And then when you ask them what dimensions are, they don't even know what that is. And then we have this very streamlined way of talking about it as if there's no need to justify any of these claims. And I'm saying, no, you do have to justify them. And if you feel like you don't have to, that's fine, but you will you will meet people like me that will tell you, I don't accept that. If you want to have a respectful conversation, you should come with the intent to converse, with the intent to not just speak, but to also listen in a way that you understand that not everything that you're saying will be registered exactly how you intended by everybody. And this is something we all have to be sensitive to. And there's a lack of there's a lack of willingness to see the other with these kind of comments because they just insist on something without really feeling the need to communicate the reason for the justification or the felt justification. And I think this kind of rhetoric is not helpful. Tabs in thought as well as telling me if I'm on the right track or not. It's like having personal Mandela effect machine hitting me, height, strangeness all the time. What if the code is a way to for trapped entities in purgatory to interact with me? Meat space, hyperspace couldn't be heaven because you need to be judged in order to ascend to it. See it again, like a million claims in one paragraph. I don't know what to do with that. Like the claims about did you know what must be and where and when. I don't know how you know any of this. Let's see if there's any comments I can take. Can I write a book in English? You want to translate it to French? Yeah, I'm sure I'll write a book at some point. Here, then. You're spot on. All that small talk smartness. Billy Carson, blend non-talent, neo. I don't even see it as that necessarily, Mikael. Like I think that I think Tellurian is no longer with us. But I don't think that was a negative person or anything like that. I think I'm just kind of fed up with this. I'm like, can we can we just talk like people, like normal people? What happened? Like, why can't we have a normal conversation? It's like, hey, um, did you consider that, because what we think from like some negotiation of the state of mind instead of just like, well, we all know that A, B, C, and D. No, we don't all know A, B, C, and D because it's not obvious at all. With Aya and mushrooms, it should work as well. Yeah. No, hey Ericos, how are you, brother? No, I'm still awake, which reminds me I should probably go to sleep because I gotta wake up in like 3 hours now. Okay, guys, yeah, I'm gonna have to call it a night. I can't believe it's lasted for 30 minutes, but thank you so much for everybody who joined. And yeah, didn't mean to hurt your feelings, Tolarian. Hopefully you will be back, but and also maybe I'll get a little bit more sleep next time and we'll have an easier conversation. Oh, thank you so much, Ericos. I also enjoyed my conversation on the night shift. In any case, you can follow me across all platforms, Danny Goller on TikTok and Instagram, Goller Danny on X, LaserX83 on Twitch, and Dango Thoughts on YouTube. And yeah, I've added the members program on YouTube that everybody can join. We had some people who joined, and this will include private conversations with me on Zoom and personal lives aside from the daily lives, and content doesn't exist anywhere else. So, as you guys can see, I definitely need to get some sleep. In any case, thank you so much. I will get my Z's and S's. Love you all. Peace and love. See you tomorrow. Ciao.